Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary of Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of training videos for 2024, and we're going to be focused on game action from Week 8. Now, before we get into our video, two things I want to hit. Number one, unsportsmanlike conduct. Let's continue to do a great job with it, but let's make sure when we report the foul, when we announce it, we get the proper number. That's so important. And we validate with replay, especially with so many duplicate numbers. Let's make sure we have the right person in case we have a second unsportsmanlike conduct foul on that number in the game. Second, I want to talk about targeting. And remember, that's a player safety rule, and we have to continue to do a great job. And as we know, history dictates that early in the season, the numbers are high and they work down as we go throughout the year. And right now we're averaging 0.16 targeting fouls enforced in every game. And that's right on where we ended last year. So if history is our guide, that number could go a little bit lower. But let's keep doing our job, making sure we make the call when it needs to be made. But this is good news for the health of our game. And we do have a targeting play that we're going to look at in our video. So with that, let's get on into our plays. Our first play this week, we're late in the first quarter. The offense completes a pass on third down. The receiver gets beyond the line to gain, goes down, fumbles. It's recovered by a teammate who runs and is pushed out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. Now, replay is going to come in, and they're going to overturn the call and rule that the initial receiver was down at the minus 44. Now, I want to talk about the communications from replay to the field officials. We must always clarify the yard line, as in this case, the minus 44 or the plus 44. And as you can see, replay puts the runner down at the minus 44, but we're going to place the ball for the next snap at the plus 44. Now, let's get in a habit of identifying the minus or plus yard line anytime in replay we're communicating to the field officials or vice versa. It's always needed near midfield, but let's make it a habit everywhere on the field. Now, the crew, through a series of events, eventually got this right, but let's be crisp on the front end. Play 2, we're going to highlight our new technology, namely the coach-to-player communications. Now, we're early in the game, and the head coach has a concern he can't communicate properly to the players on the field. Now, as we know, there's no playing rule concerning system failure of coach-to-player systems, but the rule allows conferences to provide guidance when there is communication failure. Now, all 10 FBS conferences have adopted the same policy that if there is a total system failure for one team, then both teams must not use their coach-to-player system until the system's repaired. Now remember, it's a total system failure, and it's not the head coach that identifies the system failure, but the orange hat or the game manager. They make the determination if the entire system is down or if there's just an individual or component failure. And that is what the orange hat determined here and communicated to the referee that it was not a total system failure, so both teams could continue to use their coach-to-player communication systems. Referees, make sure we're linking to the orange hat or game manager and not just the head coach. Now, the technology, coach-to-player, and the sideline tablets have overall performed very well this season, and we continue to get excellent feedback from coaches and players. Play 3, we get a pass over the middle, and number 8 of the defense delivers a hard hit to the receiver. Now, replay is going to stop the game to look for potential targeting foul, targeting with the crown of the helmet. And as we see the receiver, he tucks the ball, turns up, number 8 delivers the strong hit, and the defender, he lowers his head, leads with his helmet, so we have an indicator. And even though there was some slight contact to the face mask of the receiver, the defender buries his crown into the chest and shoulders of the receiver. And we know that to be crowned, it doesn't have to be a hit to the helmet. It can be into the body like we see here. So this is correctly ruled targeting by replay. And we get the questions, what's the defender to do? If he keeps his eyes up, see what he hits, it won't be a foul here. Play 4, the offense has 3rd and long. They throw the ball, it's going to be intercepted, and it looks like the defense will return it all the way for a pick 6. But as we go back and take a look at the replays, it's close, but number 4, he's going to drop the ball just before he crosses the goal line. Now, replay is going to come in and take a look, and there's no question that number 4 loses possession in the field of play short of the goal line. But we know the key here is we need to see what happens to the ball. And as we look, we see that the ball, it rolls forward into the end zone, and nobody attempts to recover the ball. So without a recovery in the immediate continuing action, replay overturns the call to no touchdown, but we must return the ball back to where the ball was fumbled, the spot of the fumble, and it'll be first and goal for the intercepting team. Now, if the ball would have been recovered by the intercepting team in the end zone, it would have been a touchdown. If it had been recovered in the end zone by the original offense who threw the interception, it would be a touchback, and they would retake the ball first and 10 at the 20. Very similar, if the ball rolled into the end zone and out of bounds, it would be a touchback, first and 10 for the original offense. On these type plays on field, we need to be very alert near the goal line. And for replay, we need video evidence of a fumble in the field of play, and we must determine what happens to the ball to complete our ruling. Play 5, we get a punt. We see that the receiver makes a valid fair catch signal, and just before catching the ball is contacted by number 28 of the kicking team, and our back judge gets a marker out for kick catching interference. Now, we see that the side judge comes in immediately to the back judge. They have a conversation, and then we get a really good announcement from our referee.
There is no foul for kick-catch interference. The defender was blocked into the receiver. First down, Missouri.
And as we go back and look, we see that the side judge had a great view that number 30 of the receiving team blocked number 28 into the return man, so we know there's no foul for KCI. And this is excellent communications by the crew. And I would ask you to review the process in our CCA manual under Basic Officiating Guidelines for changing calls. And we know that if the non-calling official has information impacting the call, they should bring it to the calling official in a positive way. Not, do you think 28 was blocked into the return man, but factually, number 28 was blocked into the return man. Then it becomes the calling official's decision to pick up the flag, which they properly did here. So, excellent work, excellent communications by the crew. Play 6, we have a third down situation at the plus 28. We're going to get crossing routes, and the ball is caught and run in for a touchdown. Now, as we go back and take a look, we see that the H-back that is flexed just outside the tackle box to the top of the formation, he's going to flash back to the middle and picks off the defender in coverage, and that springs the receiver. So this is an excellent call by our line judge for offensive pass interference. And remember, when the receiver flashes back to the middle, we need to go on high alert, especially on third downs or near the goal line. So this is good work. And referee, excellent announcement here, but know that they're going to accept this penalty. No need for 2 preliminary signals here. Just signal and let's go. Play 7 is a quick rules reminder. Now we're going to get a field goal attempt, and the kick is going to be partially blocked in the neutral zone, but the ball continues downfield untouched by Team B and then touches the ground in the end zone with 1:55 remaining on the clock. And we allow the ball to stay alive, and the clock, it runs all the way down to 1:49, so an additional 6 seconds. Now, there was no issue on this play, but we know that by rule, the blocking of a scrimmage kick by an opponent of the kicking team who is not more than 3 yards beyond the neutral zone is considered to have occurred within or behind the neutral zone. And a kick untouched by Team B beyond the neutral zone, when it touches the ground on or behind Team B's goal line, the ball is dead and belongs to Team B. So again, no issue here, but let's make sure we kill these plays properly. Our last play this week, we get a quick pass out to the wideout. He makes a move, and he reaches out for the goal line, and the ruling on the field is going to be touchdown. Now, the call was tight, but the first replay that comes in immediately shows that the receiver's right knee first touches down, and the ball is back at the 1 yard line. So with very little delay, we get an excellent announcement from our referee.
After a replay review, the runner was down at the 1 yard line, first and goal.
Here, the referee gets information from the replay official over their 0-2-0, and this expedited review keeps the game moving and avoids the referee having to make the long jog to get to the replay headset and the monitor. And when we get immediate and obvious video evidence to overturn a call, we want to use the 0-0. And referees, make sure that we identify in the announcement that this was actually a replay review, so good job here. But let's be ready when opportunities present themselves to use this expedited review process and keep the game moving. Good job. Well, that's it for our plays this week. Let's learn from these plays and let it foster excellent communications in your pregame meetings. And remember, quality fouls, make it be there, nothing technical. And make sure that we're good dead ball officials. As the season progresses, that's so important. Concentration, be ready on every play for 60 minutes, overtime if required. And always display our integrity, courage, and poise. That's so important. And above all else, keep hustling.